Welcome to the deep dive. We take one source, dig in deep, and we'll basically give you the fast track to getting it. Today, we're looking at something really interesting. A musical score. It's a Lily Pond file called Raining Red 4-4.ale. Our mission. Not just, understand the music, but also figuring out some potential tech issues and finding the surprising stuff hidden inside. Okay, so here's the puzzle. It's a bit of a weird one. The piece is called Raining Red. Lyrics. Adapted from Slayer. Yeah, that Slayer. Music credited to Hanneman and King, their main guys. But then it's marked moderately slow. 80 beats per minute. And R for voice and chords.
Right.
That's not exactly thrash metal, is it? So what is this Raining Red? How does it even connect?
It's definitely a head scratcher at first glance, yeah. Before we even get into the music itself, you mentioned those technical quirks people might hit. What's the main thing listeners need to grasp if they try to open this file?
Okay, so the essential thing here is that the file itself, Raining Red 4-4.le, it's actually syntactically correct for the version it declares 2.24.1. If you're seeing errors like version mismatch or maybe not a note name, that's almost certainly your local setup, your Lily Pond environment.
Okay, so it's not the file, it's me.
Basically, yeah. And this really shows why things like Lily Pond's version command and the convertly tool are so important. They're not just technical details, they're crucial for making sure digital scores like this one stay usable over time, preserving the music.
Got it. That makes sense, preserving the art. Okay, so with that technical bit sorted, let's really dive into the music. We know the Slayer connection, but also this R for voice and chords thing. What's the first musical point that, jumps out? Is it just Slayer slowed down? Or something completely different?
Well,
it's definitely an adaptation, a profound one, actually. Not just a transcription slowed down. That arc for voice and chords tells you right away. This is simplified, deliberately. Just one vocal line, pretty straightforward chords behind it. But here's where it gets really interesting, structurally speaking. The piece uses a standard verse-chorus bridge form, which is common enough, but it uses the exact same melody for all of them. The verses, the chorus, the bridge, same tune. The melody itself just doesn't change.
Wait, the same melody for everything?
The exact same melodic line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so how does that even work? Doesn't it just get the...
all the emotional development, the drama, it has to come from somewhere else. It shifts entirely onto the chord changes underneath, and maybe even more importantly, the lyrics. How the story unfolds in the words, and that's where you, the listener, get the progression.
Right, the chords and the lyrics carry the weight. So how does that actually feel? Does this static melody and the chord focus change the overall mood, the pacing?
Absolutely. Let's talk mood. The harmonic rhythm, how often the chords change, is incredibly slow. Each chord hangs there for a whole measure.
A full measure at 80 BPM, that's like 3 seconds.
Exactly, about 3 seconds per chord. Combine that with a melody that's almost all quarter notes, very steady, very even, and you get this steady, unhurried, rhythmic flow. It feels deliberate, unrushed.
Okay, I can picture that. Sort of somber.
Very somber. It perfectly matches the lyrics, actually. Themes of, like, inescapable sorrow, unhealed wounds. Think about lines like, scarlet drops descend, or the downpour never healed. The music doesn't rush them, it lets them sink in. It creates this contemplative, almost tragic atmosphere. Slow burn.
And the lyrics themselves, you mentioned they're adapted from Slayer. How does Raining Red use that source material? It sounds like it's doing something very different with it.
It's a masterful adaptation. It clearly references Slayer's Raining Blood, that super iconic, intense track about vengeance and, well, literal raining blood.
Yeah, a classic.
But Raining Red takes that core image and completely reframes it. It shifts the focus away from the graphic violence and onto the consequences, the lingering grief, the sorrow that doesn't heal, almost like a cosmic sadness.
So less about the act, more about the aftermath.
Precisely. And the simpler, slower music, it fits perfectly. It turns the whole thing into this deep meditation on pain that lasts instead of, a soundtrack for aggression.
So Raining Red really emerges as this incredible example of musical transformation, doesn't it? Taking these really intense metal themes and reshaping them into something, well, simple on the surface, but deeply resonant, accessible even. It really shows that meaning can pop up in the most unexpected musical corners.
It really does. And it leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? Something for you to consider. How else could familiar stories or really intense feelings be explored in new ways? What happens when you put them in completely different artistic flows? Something to think about long after we wrap up here.